You've definitely heard the phrase, you run like a girl, right? For decades, it was just a classic schoolyard insult. But today, something pretty incredible is happening. That old put-down is being totally transformed into a symbol of strength and survival. Okay, let's get into it.
Just read this. It's a comment from a woman on TikTok. It's so raw, so real. And it's just one voice in this massive online conversation that's breathing new life into an old phrase. You see, this trend isn't always about literally running. For so many, it's about all the different ways women have to navigate danger every single day.
So how exactly is this happening? We're watching a classic insult get a 21st century makeover. And honestly, it's happening at a mind-blowing viral scale.
The trend itself is simple, but wow, is it powerful. People are taking these super dramatic scenes from movies and TV shows, women escaping, fighting for their lives, just surviving, and they're setting it to this really hauntingly beautiful song. It's this combination that completely reframes running like a girl, not as weak, but as a desperate, powerful act of staying alive.
But to really get why this is so important, we have to rewind a bit and look at the real damage this phrase has done. It's not just words. It's tied to a very real crisis of confidence that hits girls at such a critical age.
This was the huge question at the heart of a landmark 2014 campaign by the brand Always. They did this social experiment, and the results were honestly shocking. When they asked adults to run like a girl, they kind of flailed their arms and acted goofy. But when they asked little girls, they just ran. They sprinted as fast as they could. So when does that change?
And the data behind that question, it's startling. Research shows that, self-esteem drops for pretty much everyone during puberty, but the drop for girls is twice as big as it is for boys. And for a lot of women, it never really bounces back to where it was before. Words, phrases like this, they play a massive role.
So this trend, it's a total flip of the script. What was once used to mean weak or silly or useless is now being defined as strong, resilient, a survivor. It is a complete 180.
You can actually trace the whole journey of this phrase in 3 stages. Before 2014, it was just an insult, plain and simple. Then, the hashtag Like a Girl campaign got the whole world talking. And now, this TikTok trend is grabbing that conversation and turning it into a grassroots anthem of empowerment.
So, what's actually going on here? How does this happen? It's not just a random internet trend. It's a known social phenomenon. There's a name for this. It's called linguistic reclamation. The idea is that a group that's been targeted with a slur or an insult can actually take that word, own it, and strip it of its power to hurt. They turn it into a source of pride. We've seen it happen before with other words, and now we're seeing it happen with this phrase. It really breaks down into 2 key steps. First, you reframe it. You reject the negative and you find the positive. Then you reappropriate it. You take it, you make it yours. It's a conscious act of taking the power back. Okay, so let's bring it back to the TikTok trend. How does this reclamation actually look in practice? Well, we're seeing it happen on 2 parallel tracks. One is about pure survival, and the other is about unapologetic strength. A huge catalyst for this whole thing was the story of Cara Robinson. Clips from the movie about her incredible, terrifying escape went viral, and it just hammered home the point that, for so many women, running like a girl is a literal life-or-death reality. And then Cara herself, who's now an amazing advocate for survivors, she actually responded to the trend. Her message was just so powerful. She validated everyone's experience, saying strength isn't just about running, it's about surviving any way you can. Her video got over 14 million views. And this is where you really see the 2 themes side by side. On the one hand, you've got this narrative of running for your life, like in Cara's story. And on the other, you've got athletes like Alona Maher, just demonstrating insane physical power and skill. Both are redefining what it means to run like a girl. And let me tell you, the athletic side of this is taking off. Ilona Maher's video of her playing rugby, just being powerful, fast, dominant, it's been viewed almost 8 million times. She is literally showing millions of people a new definition of the phrase. So this brings up a bigger question. Why is social media, why is TikTok the place where this is all exploding? It's because it's a whole new playing field, one that gets to completely bypass the traditional gatekeepers. Just look at the old playing field for a second. In traditional sports media, the imbalance is huge.
Research shows that more than 3/4 of all sports news is focused on male athletes. Women's sports have often just been an afterthought.
And it's not just about how much coverage, it's about the language. Studies found that media uses words like win and dominate for men, but for women, the focus is often on words like participate or even their age or if they're pregnant. And this is where social media just changes the entire game. Athletes like Alona Mar don't have to wait for some journalist to decide to write about them. They can pick up their phone, show their strength directly to millions of people, and tell their own story on their own terms. And the impact? It's real and it's immediate. Just look at this comment on her video. Someone was so inspired, they started a girls' rugby club at their school. That is direct, tangible change sparked by one TikTok video. And so the journey comes full circle. We've seen a phrase go from a place of casual cruelty on the playground to becoming this global digital anthem for survival and for athletic greatness. The reclamation isn't just coming, it's happening right now, right in front of us. This whole thing just leaves you with this one massive question to think about. We have seen the power of a collective digital voice to reclaim and redefine language. So if one little phrase can be so completely transformed, what other big ideas in our culture are next on the list?
Have you ever heard the phrase, "you run like a girl"? Maybe it was a throwaway comment on the playground. Maybe a dismissive jab.
Or even an outright insult.
Exactly. And if you're a woman, chances are you've probably felt that particular sting, that implication of weakness or inadequacy. But what if that very phrase, the one steeped in, well, centuries of derision, is actually transforming, like right now, right before our eyes?
It's a fascinating shift.
So how exactly did we get here? What are the forces dramatically reshaping a phrase so deeply rooted in our collective memory?
Yeah, what's driving it?
Today we're taking a deep dive into how "run like a girl" is being dramatically redefined. We're looking at how it's moving from a derogatory label to, believe it or not, a powerful symbol of strength and resilience.
Quite the turnaround.
We'll explore how language, media, and honestly, the incredible power of social platforms are driving this really interesting cultural shift.
It goes so much deeper than just the words themselves, doesn't it? It's truly about these deeply ingrained societal perceptions of gender and strength that have shaped our understanding for generations.
Right.
We'll trace the historical roots of this insult, then maybe explore the powerful modern movements that are actively challenging it.
And unpack how language even changes.
Exactly, and unpack the fascinating mechanics of how language itself can actually change. What's so compelling is seeing how a collective cultural effort can truly alter the meaning of words, reflecting and shaping our societal values in real time.
It's definitely an important starting point, that lingering sting. When you think back, what did "run like a girl" truly imply for so long?
Yeah, what was the underlying message?
For most of us, I think it conjured images of weakness, fragility, and an inherent inability, especially in any kind of athletic context.
Incompetence, almost.
Yeah. There was an op-ed in the Oracle that captured this perfectly. It noted how the phrase has, quote, alienated women from athletic spheres, suggesting an inherent incapability.
That really sums it up.
It's that old damaging idea that women are somehow less competent than men, particularly when it comes to physical activities.
And that historical usage, it isn't an isolated thing, right? It's directly connected to broader societal gender stereotypes.
How so?
Well, research, like the stuff highlighted by the Always #LikeAGirl campaign, paints a pretty stark picture. It found that while self-esteem drops for both boys and girls during puberty...
Which is tough enough.
Right, but that drop is twice as significant for girls. Twice as big.
Wow.
And what's even more concerning is that men's self-esteem often rebounds. It even surpasses its pre-puberty level later in life.
But not for women.
For women, on average, that pre-puberty confidence is never fully regained. Puberty is such a vulnerable phase, Girls are often learning what it means to be a girl through these societal rules that might emphasize, say, beauty or submissiveness.
The stereotypes kick in.
Exactly. And these stereotypes then become deeply embedded in how girls see themselves. It profoundly influences their behaviors and their sense of self-worth during those critical, formative years.
Heartbreaking is really an understatement when you think about it. The cumulative impact on generations of young girls.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It really is.
But then something truly pivotal happened.
Yeah.
A real turning point, I think, with the 2014 always hashtag like a girl campaign.
Ah, yes, that campaign made
It
waves.
really did. This was groundbreaking. They orchestrated this social experiment. They asked men, boys, and young women to perform actions like a girl, things like running or fighting.
And the results were telling.
Oh, incredibly telling. Almost without exception, you saw them acting out these silly, self-deprecating stereotypes, flapping their arms or doing exaggerated tiptoes.
Playing into the insult.
Exactly. But here's where the revelation truly hit.
The younger girls.
Yes. They then asked prepubescent girls the same question. And the contrast was, well, astonishing. These younger girls ran and fought and hit as hard as they possibly could,
Right.
with pure confidence, pride, and incredible self-belief. For them, doing something like a girl meant doing it as best as they could.
That's powerful. They hadn't yet absorbed those negative societal connotations.
It's almost like they hadn't learned to put themselves in that box yet. They just ran.
Yeah.
And this campaign was a brilliant illustration of something linguists call reclamation.
Ah, linguistic reclamation. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's not just about changing a word. It's a profound act of taking back power. It's about a group deciding this insult. It no longer belongs to you. It's ours now.
Right, making it a badge of honor.
Exactly. It effectively broke down into two powerful acts. First, reframing, literally rejecting the insult's old meaning and giving it a fresh positive spin.
So changing the narrative.
And then reappropriation, where women took ownership of the phrase, turning it into their own source of empowerment.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the Always campaign was such an early, powerful example of how a widespread cultural movement can start to dismantle and really rebuild the very meaning of a term.
And it resonated globally, didn't it?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
That campaign got, 76 million views globally in just 3 months?
Incredible numbers. And the sentiment.
Overwhelmingly positive, like 96% positive sentiment. It became P&G's most viewed video in history, apparently.
Wow.
Think about it. Before this, the expression like a girl was mostly used in that derogatory way we talked about.
Right, the default was negative.
Since its launch, it has shifted dramatically. It's now attached to overwhelmingly positive sentiment, becoming a global symbol of female empowerment.
That was a truly massive cultural win. It just proved the undeniable power of a well-crafted message, didn't it?
Absolutely.
But if always, started the conversation, TikTok has undoubtedly amplified it into a global phenomenon.
Right, the next wave.
Fast forward to today, and we're seeing an even more viral, more organic reclamation playing out with the "you run like a girl" TikTok trend.
Ah, yes, the 2025 trend.
This trend, which really picked up steam recently, involves people sharing these powerful film and TV clips of women characters running, often set to that viral song by Paris Paloma, Labor.
And what's truly powerful and, I think, insightful about this dual reclamation on TikTok,
Yeah. Tell me about the dual aspect.
it's how it covers the full spectrum of female strength. It's not just about surviving danger despite being a woman, but also about excelling as a woman.
So two different kinds of strength being shown.
Exactly. It paints a complete picture of resilience and capability, transforming the phrase from both ends of the emotional spectrum, if that makes sense.
It does. Let's first dig into that narrative of running for survival. Many of these TikToks feature really raw, powerful stories of women literally running from danger.
Yeah, those are intense.
A standout example uses clips of Katie Douglas playing Cara Robinson in The Girl Who Escaped, the Cara Robinson story.
That's based on a true story, right?
It is a 2023 film based on real-life events from 2002. A 15-year-old Cara Robinson was kidnapped and held captive, but incredibly, she managed to escape her serial killer's apartment.
Unbelievable courage.
And she led police back to the location. Her escape was just pure willpower and strategic running.
And Cara Robinson herself actually responded to this trend, didn't she?
She did on TikTok. She shared what she called a love letter to runners.
What did she say?
Her message was profoundly validating and healing. She said, if you didn't or couldn't run, that doesn't mean you're not strong enough.
That's important validation.
Yeah, and then if you ran, you made it, you can stop running. She emphasized that what happened wasn't your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. You can heal.
Wow. That's incredibly powerful. And how was that received?
Her video got over 14.2 million views. It just resonated so deeply with so many people, those who've faced similar trauma or maybe just found strength in her story.
It's a message that really transcends the physical act of running, offering comfort and agency.
It really is. And what's even more impactful is the community aspect that sprung up around this.
How so?
Women on TikTok started sharing their own personal stories, Really raw, real stories about times they had to run, like sprint for their lives in dangerous situations.
Sharing those experiences openly.
Yeah. And while on Manila noted, these stories are a testament not just to their struggle, but to the strength, the bravery, and the willpower of women all over the world.
It creates that space for shared experience, for solidarity.
Exactly. And a profound redefinition of what running like a girl truly means in those moments of crisis.
Okay, so that's the survival narrative. What about the other side?
Right. The second powerful narrative within this trend, celebrating women's athletic prowess.
Ah, the direct challenge to the old insult.
Precisely. This directly confronts the historical insult by showcasing undeniable strengths and athleticism. A fantastic example is the Bristol Bears and Team USA rugby star Ilona Maher.
Oh yeah, she's great on TikTok.
Her video of herself in action, just being a powerhouse on the field, garnered over 7.8 million views. It's a direct visual rebuttal to the idea that running like a girl is anything less than powerful.
It's pure performance.
Peak physical performance, yeah.
Exactly. This narrative powerfully reinforces that run like a girl can now signify speed, power, and skill. It dismantles the outdated stereotype by simply demonstrating physical capability.
No interpretation needed, just watch.
Right. It's about showcasing the reality of female athletes who are fast, strong, and incredibly skilled. And that makes the phrase a compliment, not an insult. It's a pure, unadulterated display of female strength and talent.
And a huge part of why these trends are taking off, why they're creating such a wave of change, is the game-changing role of social media itself.
Definitely. Platforms like TikTok, they've really shifted things.
They've fundamentally transformed the landscape for female athletes, haven't they? By increasing their visibility, their partnership opportunities, their empowerment within the industry.
Think about it. Prior to social media, women were far less visible in the sports industry.
It's true. England didn't even have a professional women's football team until, 2018?
And women weren't allowed to compete in every Olympic sport until 2012? That's not that long ago.
Crazy when you think about it. But social media has provided this crucial, unfiltered platform.
Yeah, allowing athletes like Simone Biles to openly discuss mental health.
Or Ilona Maher, normalizing cellulite and creating hashtags like #BeastBeautyBrains.
Promoting inclusivity, positive body image. It's a different world online in some ways.
It really is. But this is where it gets complicated, right? Because this progress contrasts sharply with traditional sports media.
Yeah, traditional media, unfortunately, still struggles with some persistent biases. Research consistently shows men dominating the coverage.
Not just in quantity.
No, but in the very language used. Traditional outlets often highlight male athletes' speed, strength, skill, the performance aspects.
While for women,
Women's portrayals often lean into appearance, femininity, or their personal lives, marriage status, things like that.
over their athletic ability.
Often, yes. And get this. Less than 10% of sports news articles are even written by female journalists.
Still, wow.
There was even a University of Cambridge study on the language used. Men mentioned almost 3 times more often than women in relation to sport.
3 times.
Yeah. Words like fastest, strong, big, real, great, typically associated with men, while words like aged, older, pregnant, married, unmarried, or even just compete and participate more linked to women.
So describing versus achieving.
Kind of, yeah. This raises an important question. How do we reconcile the progress we see on social media with this persistent inequality in traditional media coverage?
It's a huge disconnect, and it truly underscores why platforms like TikTok are so effective for these trends taking hold.
The algorithm plays a big role.
Absolutely. And the sort of genius of TikTok is its algorithm. It doesn't really care how many followers you have initially.
Right, engagement is key.
If your content is engaging and resonates, it can go viral overnight. It gives a voice to stories like these reclamation stories that traditional media might never pick up.
It prioritizes content based on user interactions, preferences, not just established popularity.
Meaning new creators or powerful trending content can just explode, regardless of their existing audience size. It amplifies messages like this one incredibly effectively.
Yeah, video quality, watch time, engagement, hopping on trends, it all feeds the machine.
So what does this all mean for us? Where does this journey leave us?
It's quite a journey.
We've journeyed with the phrase "run like a girl" from, a childhood slight meant to demean and belittle,
Something maybe we all heard.
to a powerful badge of honor and resilience. This transformation is, I think, a testament to the incredible power of collective voices, creativity.
And that amplifying force of social platform.
Exactly. In driving profound cultural change. It means language isn't static, is it? It's alive. It's constantly shaped and redefined by its users and the societal shifts they champion.
And the broader societal implications of this linguistic reclamation are truly profound. It's really not simply about changing one phrase.
It goes deeper.
It goes much deeper. It's about validating deeply personal experiences, empowering individuals, and actively challenging the underlying stereotypes that have affected women's confidence and opportunities in, well, all aspects of life.
From personal safety
To professional sports, yeah.
Yeah.
This shift pushes back against those outdated notions and creates space for a more inclusive and, frankly, more accurate understanding of female strength and capability.
Yeah.
It contributes to breaking down those rigid rules that once perhaps defined womanhood, and instead it celebrates the diverse, undeniable realities of women today.
That's a great way to put it. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you move through your day, maybe start noticing other phrases or common sayings.
Things we take for granted.
Yeah, things that might carry outdated or even harmful stereotypes lurking beneath the surface. And maybe think about how could you contribute to the reclamation? Or perhaps redefine their meaning in a positive, empowering way.
Because the conversation doesn't end here.
Definitely not. It's an ongoing process.